Welcome everybody to an episode of MTV Cribs. I'm your boy, Karuno. It's time to show you my Minecraft village, I guess I'll call it, that I made with my friends back in, I think it was 2024. Since we're never probably playing on this server again, I figured I might as well show you guys anyway, you know? On this episode of MTV Cribs, we start with my crib. Right here, we got two banners. Flags, whatever the fuck they are. You know, my house isn't really too exciting. These are my crops over here. I think they're all fully grown. That's nice. I'll get those after I'm done. We have bamboo that I just planted for the sake of, I don't know, varying up the visuals on my house, because it is kind of boring compared to the other houses here, but we will get to those. Here, we have the lobby. Nothing really too important here. These two banners, my fucking frames, holy shit. In here, we have my dogs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dogs. 12 dogs, 5, what the hell? 5 cats, you move back in line, there we go. And a parrot. Or, I don't even know if this is actually, no, I think it's a parrot. You can see I've spent a lot of time exploring. Yeah, not really too much going on in here. Back here, we have the dock with 2 boats because my cousin was on the server with me. Actually, I had 2 of my cousins on the server, but we will get to them when we get to them. Up here, we have the kitchen area, and we have a little cartography table. Of course, that's how I expanded my map. You can see that they spawned me in the middle of fucking nowhere. Here, we have my nether portal. Gotta have one of those. As you know, this is Minecraft. You gotta have a nether portal. Massive amounts of cooking done here. As you can probably tell, a lot of sand was melted to make a lot of this glass. And trust me, there's gonna be a lot more glass you will be seeing. Come to the 3rd floor, nothing really too ridiculous. Obviously, I had to add these little steps here to raise it up a little so I could accommodate for the nether portal, because I forgot how big I made it. Got a nice little enchantment table with a chest full of lapis right here. I'm apparently the only one on this fucking server who knows how to set up a goddamn enchantment table properly, because as you can see, all the tomes or whatever the fuck are floating into the book as they should, and you will notice that is not very common. In here, we have my little tree house area with my ender chest and my house, because did I say my house? I'm in my bed. My bed used to be on the 2nd floor, but you know, when I expanded my house, I was like, you know what? There's this nice tree that I'm right next to. I figured, fuck it, let me build it in here. Actually, I think I planted this tree myself. Oh wait, no, these are multiple trees. Here we have my sugar cane planted in the sand. Sure, that doesn't make sense, but fuck it, we ball. But yeah, as you can see, this is multiple trees that I planted right next to each other, and this one did not ever fucking grow. So, you know, that's nice. Up here is my storage area, you know, nothing crazy. Redstone, silver, wood, sugarcane, what the hell is that called? Cobble deep slate. You know, nothing crazy. Music discs that we found, or I found when we were, what's the word I'm looking for? Spelunking, I guess. That's pretty much the end of my house. Now, let's move on to the other houses. Up here, this is my watermelon farm, I guess. I just planted these at random in front of my house because I was like, you know what? I got watermelon plants, let me actually decide to fucking plant them. And this is where I decided to put them. Not a very convenient location, as I have to walk through them to get through this door. This door leads to a cobblestone sign of my name, but it also leads to this minecart section. A little roller coaster, if you will, to get to my brother's house. Here we have his house, which is definitely the one that took the longest to build, and for many reasons, actually. We have Maine's residence. I definitely made this sign because that man does not use the word residence. In here, we have a very noisy floor. This right here is one of the reasons it took forever to make this fucking house in the first place, because not only is it huge, but we had to go deep into the fucking mines to find this shit on the floor to bring it back to put it on his floor. It took a lot of time. Just like this golden floor right here. I don't know what this room is supposed to be. I think it might be like a bathroom or something, which, you know, it's appropriate because He has a golden floor, assuming he would have a shower or something right here. That means he likes golden showers, but he's an R. Kelly fan, so that makes sense. Back here, we have a backyard, I guess you could call it. I flattened out the mountain and planted these trees to make it a little bit more aesthetically presentable. Over here, we got bullshit. Look at how big this is. It's fucking empty. Like, look at how far both of these portions of the house extend to just nothing. And look at how much glass we used for the ceiling, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Up here we have a porch. I don't even remember whose idea it was to make this, but we made it. And as you can see, there's a giant barrier of dirt and stone in the ocean for some reason. I don't really know why, but you know, I mean, that's the most naturally formed thing I've ever seen. Just a giant divide in the middle of the ocean. Who doesn't want the Great Wall of the Ocean just visible from their porch? And here we, oh my god, here we have the dome of frame droppage. This isn't really a dome because domes are circular, and you know, I kind of forgot about that when we were making this. But when I remembered, I was like, you know what? I'm not taking all the time in the world to make this circular. So this is what we got instead. It's more of a rectangular dome than anything. God damn my frames. Down there is his horse. Yeah, his horse is really fucking far away from literally any spot where his house is at. We built his house in the middle of 3 mountains. This mountain right here, which we had to flatten from up here all the way down there, and then put all that stone down to make a floor. You can imagine how long that took, on top of all gathering all the sand in order to make the glass to put in this fucking dome to begin with. And then we have the back area back here, and then we have that with a giant J on it. No, I'm not the one that put that there, by the way. There's one on the other side too. If you notice, there's a waterfall going down there. That's how he gets to his horse, which makes no sense. He has to go up, around, and up that way in order to get back over to the village with his horse. And there's no way besides either going that way or going in the water, which, you know, doesn't sound like the greatest idea. And here we have an alternate path outside the dome, which is this little hallway that leads to some stairs, right? As you can see, made of more material. This was the floor on the other side, if you might have noticed. Yeah, there's a good reason that house took that long to fucking build. Down here we have a fallen soldier. We have Germ's wolf. Germ is main, as I'm sure you can figure out. His wolf died in combat, I think, to a skeleton. He was a valued friend, a very capable soldier, but his time had unfortunately come. It happens to the best of us. We have this giant dark cloud of shadow over here for some reason. There's literally nothing covering it, so I have no idea why it's that dark. Look at how much mountain we had to excavate just to make this area down here. It was ridiculous. A lot of time went into making this house. Speaking of a lot of time, we have this house over here. This is my cousin Chris's house. As you can see, it's not very complete. He tried the enchanting table thing, but didn't do it correctly, so, you know, nothing will be happening there. I mean, obviously nothing's happening there anyway because the server's abandoned, but whatever. Here we have the entrance to his basement, but if you actually go down and around this way, you can get to the basement through this door. Why? No clue. And here we have the basement area, which me and Main were the ones mainly making this. Get it? Mainly make? No? Okay. We were the ones that did pretty much all the work on this. We got stairs right here moving up to the top floor. Then we got this stone floor right here. As you can clearly see, this basement, besides that pool which me and Main made and then filled in, there's really nothing going on in this basement, you know, because he didn't really get to use it all that much. And you'll see why in a second. If you come around this way, you'll see this right here. This was originally where Chris's house was supposed to be. Problem is that I told him that building that shit on top of this mountain would have looked ugly as shit, and I still stand by that. So he decided to relocate and make that instead. But even better, you see that ugly ass box over there? That's actually Chris's first house. Yes, he has 2 houses, and this is the main one. unfortunately, the new one he made is all the way over here, so far away from the village. So I mean, you know, House of CWs, that is his name. This right here is actually a horse stable, but as you might notice, there's no fucking horse in here. And if you want to know why, it's because he just randomly lost his horse one day. I'm not even kidding. He just lost it completely. He lost the horse. I don't know how the hell you do that, but he lost the horse completely and just never fucking found it. And no, I had nothing to do with it. I don't know about the other guys, but I know for a fact it wasn't me. Here's his dog. And you know what? What's funny? He gets on me for quote unquote abandoning my dogs, right? Just leaving them to starve or just leaving them alone or whatever. They got 11 other dogs, 5 cats, and a parrot to keep them company. Who does this guy have to keep him company? See that? See this? There's nothing here. There's nobody here. And on top of that, he's in a fucking dark corner where there's no light peeking in because of that shit up there. You know, he makes sure to label the contents of his chest, something that I don't do. I just memorize. So, you know, he's a lot more proactive than me on that. And here's the bedroom. Very basic. Cauldron, loom, and an enchanting table. His brother played on the server with us once, so one of these two is his bed. I don't know which one it is. If you come over here, you'll see that he in fact has a rooftop pool, which is very uneven now that I'm looking at it. A nice cool view from up top. There's his dog again. The best that the dog has to keep him company are the fucking water droplets that come down through the glass. Last but not least, we have my cousin Z's house. This is my other cousin that was on the server with us. Down here, we have his pool. I added the sand because, be real with yourselves, does a concrete pool sound fun to you? Like cobblestone pool with no sand on it? That's not right. I couldn't allow that.
We do
so
not.
I go through this door, it's a drop straight into the pool. If you go through this door, this is a door that leads down to the pool, or I guess up from the pool. Over here, we have his cave that I think got blown up by a creeper. That's why this giant hole is here. But we will not be looking at the caves today. Listen, if this video does well, I might consider hopping down some of the caves to show you what we've done down there, because I think we've made a lot of progress. However, I've probably forgotten most of it. Over here, we have a kitchen area again. I believe this is his bedroom right here. It is. Boring white bed. And on top of that, he has to wake up to a stone sign of my name every morning, so that's nice. Up here we have what is kind of an attic, kind of not. Over here is flooded. And you know, you might have been wondering, what the hell is that? And if you were wondering this, you have the same fucking question we did when we saw him building this piece of shit. Cause I still don't know what it's supposed to be. Oh, what the hell? Oh, cause you're not about to get away with that. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why there's just this big hole right here, right behind the entrance. Where the fuck is he at? Nah. Don't tell me you fucking ran. You're gonna kill me and then run away? Fuck you. Anyway, if we come up here, we'll see a block of water for some reason. I think I might have put that there. Here we have the waterfall that you saw earlier. If you decide to go all the way up, you can come up through here. That's nice. Fun fact, this lava bucket in my inventory, that was actually right in here. So you could not at all access the fucking top portion up here through the regular way that he builds. And I don't even remember who put it here. You had to come up this way if you wanted to get all the way up here. And then I don't know like what this is I still don't know what this is supposed to be. He built this giant, like, listen, I know I called that house, that giant box over there ugly, but this right here is ugly just for the sake of it. Like, at least that is made to be a basic house. I don't know what this is. You see, this is how our village looks now, and this is how the village looked back then. Not really a village because I was the only one living here. This is what the world looked like right before everyone else joined. You know, nothing too crazy. My house is even ugly. Like, what the hell? What is going on here? I have no clue. And then, I had a lot more crops. No bamboo. Just the one cave entrance. You might notice that Z built his house over the fucking cave entrance for some reason. But I mean, it's nice that his house is that close, and then, you know, Chris's house is over here. It was a nice little thing. And then you got Germ's house, which was over somewhere over. Oh, actually, you can see the floating mountain right there. And there's a llama in my house for some reason. You might notice the lack of a gate. There's a turtle in here for some reason. I don't remember where the turtle came from, but here is the, I guess, beta version of the dock with only one boat, because remember, I was the only one here at this point. And my house only had the 2 floors, because that was before I extended for more storage and to compete with the giant fucking fortress that was right in front of my house. This is a prototype nether fortress, fucking hell, nether portal that I built. I only have 5 dogs at this point. See, I always had multiple dogs. Even if they're in a corner, they still got multiple other dogs to have a great time with. But I'm the one who leaves my dogs to suffer by themselves. Right. And here we are. You might recognize this this little mountain range here. This is exactly where Germ's house is. Yep, that floating mountain right there. We didn't do that, or I didn't do that. It was always just floating there. You see that block right there? Yeah, I don't really know what was going on, but this place was always kind of fucking weird. I'm about to die of hunger. You might have noticed that the dome wasn't even finished because I think a creeper blew it up while we were building it and we just never fixed it. Last thing, that little peak right there. You remember where I pointed out that Chris was gonna build his second house? Yeah, he was gonna build it on top of that. Terrible idea. Our Minecraft phase lasted, I think, a good month, and then, oh shit, and then we just kind of abandoned it. I really wish we could come back to this world as a group, but you know, I honestly just don't see it happening, because motherfuckers don't respect Minecraft anymore, and it's really sad. That's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess.